Hello, today we want to talk about our quick detach limbs, and we've made a video about how to assemble it, but today we want to talk a little bit more about the details, about design decisions, and especially if you convert your Stinger II body yourself, what's important if you do this conversion. First of all, these quick detach limbs are designed to be a flexible system. So the plan is not that they fall into place and are completely free of any play, like a puzzle part that just perfectly fits into it. But it's designed to be flexible in there, but on very defined end positions, so you have perfect accuracy. You have to compare that to a bow, where you don't hold it like a vise with a completely sturdy grip, but you keep the bow flexible. You just give it enough surface area to lay against it, and you let the bow work a little bit. It's the same here. You will have play in three directions. First, if you mount the limbs, keep those two brackets, those two bridges that connect those two sides and that hold the limb against the main body of the quick detach limb block. Keep those flexible, so that you can still wiggle them around a little bit. Then insert the whole unit with the limbs into the opening. Push from both sides to get all play out of it, and then finally lock down those screws. When you do that, by putting pressure from both sides to it, you get all side play out of the system, because play sideways, that's bad. And you can reduce this play to absolutely zero by adjusting the block to your specific pistol body. Push on it, then lock them down. Then you will have play back and forward. The reason for that is that this block is designed to hold all our limb types. And the limbs are different in thickness. The 35-pound CQ limbs are very thin, and the stronger the limbs get, the thicker they get. Pro limb is considerably thicker here. So also the block gets thick, it will be thicker if you have a stronger limb. There is no problem with that, because as soon as there is any draw force on the bow, as soon as you pull on the string, all pressure goes to this area here, this flat surface here, and the bow is fixated on a very clear position. And only when you fire and the arrow is accelerated and the arrow leaves the rail, when all acceleration forces are out of the systems, then the block will work. It will move backwards and forwards. But everything will vibrate. The string will vibrate, the string caps will vibrate. This is a way how the bow gets the excessive energy out of the systems. Everything that remains when the arrow has left the rail, every energy has to be dissipated by either vibrations or heat. That's the main reason why dry firing is so dangerous to your limb caps and to your bow, because there's a lot of excess energy that has to go. So by having this play here and this additional point where the system can work, you actually make the shooting smoother, and it's better for the limb caps and so on, because the whole bow can a little bit work. Last but not least, you have a play upside and downwards. I think we can show that best on the tactical itself. It works this way. You have a thumb screw in the back that you just take off. We highly recommend that. Then you can rotate the magazine up, and you will see that the string pushes the block upwards. So it's much above the rail here. And only when you push the magazine downwards, you see that the block goes down. In the final position, where the magazine is here, the block is a little bit lower than the rail itself. But still, there is room to put it downward. There is 1 to 2 millimeters still room here in the bottom where I can put it down. And that's important. If I would be here at 0, there would be a big risk that the block is a little bit too big, and then you put a lot of tension and stress into the system that shouldn't be there, and accuracy suffers. So what you want is, when you put it up, it goes above the rail because of the string, it puts it up, and when you push it down, it's in a defined end position, and there is still wiggle room downwards. You can still move it 1 or 2 millimeters. And it's also okay if there is a small gap visible. It's perfectly fine. The system is designed this way, okay? Also very important is to make this work, that you leave out the front screw. There is a set screw, usually on the Stinger II Tactical here, that fixates the limbs. with the quick detach limbs, don't do that. Don't use this set screw. Only the magazine holds it in place. This is of course completely different on our Survivor. We have here also the quick disconnect buttstock. When you put it in, you have of course no magazine that holds it in place. So you just take a bigger set screw, we have that in our online shop, and screw it in. So, it's a long screw. And here you can see in detail the rail ends here. That's the end of the barrel. Yeah? And if the arrow leaves this point, nothing afterwards should touch the arrow. So the block is considerably deeper. Yeah? And also here we have put the flanges a little bit larger so that the arrow does not touch this part anymore. You can't see it on camera, but if you try it with an arrow, you will see that only this part touches the arrow and everything afterward is not allowed to touch the arrow. Because if you have something touching the arrow here on this part, the accuracy will suffer greatly and you will have a big spread, really large spread. This can happen if people convert their bodies themselves. Yeah? We suggest that you cut it open, then you only need to buy the block, which is much cheaper, and then you can have the same functionality with your standard pistol body. It's important that when you do that, not only you cut open the front portion, but you have to also file down or sand down the barrel area here in the front, so that nothing can touch the arrow after the first initial cut. Everything after that needs to be lower than the barrel before that. Also something, if you convert your magazine yourself, we made a big change here in the front. With the standard pistol body, you are able to rotate the magazine about 45 degrees. I'll show it here. So you can go up to here with the standard pistol body, which is super to just maintain the serving and lubricate the rail. But for the quick detach limbs, you want to be able to open it completely. So in case you make the modification yourself, you not only have to cut open this area, but you see here the polymer goes up and you have to file that flat. Just take a file and file it completely flat, and then you have the full functionality of the magazine being able to rotate upwards. Yeah, I think that's all you need to know about the system. If you mess up your conversion, you can buy the body with the quick detach complete set, so there is not a big risk involved. And other than that, if you have any questions regarding our system, if you have problems in the assembly process, please contact our customer support.